Okay, we're getting to a point where we've covered a lot now in terms of campaigns, ad sets, and adverts. And you've also seen me create a couple of ads myself. So you now know the process of the ad creative. You know where to type in your copy, where it positions itself in the ad itself, creating slideshows from images, creating video ads, using Giphy.com to find good content, using Unsplash and Pexels and Pixabay to find good content. And you should now be quite comfortable with the navigation of the actual process of setting up an ad using the Ads Manager in terms of selecting a campaign, setting up your targeting and placements, using interests and behaviors and demographics if you want. You know about interest stacking or flex targeting, as some people call it. And you also know how to create an ad, using the actual ad creative on the ad level of the campaign. So I think it's a good time for us to just recap a bit, maybe take a break if you want, if you've been doing this all in one sitting. And what I'm going to do in this very, very short section is just provide a couple of tips for Facebook ads that should help you create better ads, generate more interest, more engagement, and better results overall. So this is a really quick, simple section because I appreciate you will have learned a lot in a very short space of time, and we do have a lot more coming up. We're going to be looking at lookalike audiences, custom audiences, retargeting campaigns using Facebook ads, which are incredible. We're going to look at how to measure and analyze the results of ads and the actions you should take using those measurements and results. We're going to look at different scaling techniques specifically for e-commerce as well. So we're also going to look at the Facebook Pixel, how to set that up, look at what you can use it for, and I'll explain how it helps your advertising. So we do have a lot more to come, but what is to come is a lot more advanced than what we've covered so far. So treat this as sort of the end of the beginners area, and what comes next is a bit more intermediate. So anyway, let's look at these tips for better Facebook ads. So I've got 10 tips. Number one is obviously know your aim. Don't go into Facebook ads if you don't have an end goal in mind, if you don't have an aim or a target. If you just come into Facebook ads for the sake of learning how to run Facebook ads, that's fine. You can, your aim would be to learn how to use Facebook ads. But once you've learned how to use them, don't just carry on using them if you have no specific goal in mind. If you don't know what you're trying to attain through your Facebook ads, then you're not going to know whether you've been successful with them or not. Number two is a big one for me. Forget audience placement and the other placements that I suggested you don't use, such as instant articles. For me, to put it bluntly, they're a waste of money. And I don't want you wasting money. You've invested money in this course, and I feel that tip alone is going to save you far more than what you've actually paid to get this course. So that tip alone, you've basically made your money back from the investment you made in yourself, in your further education into Facebook ads and online marketing. So well done for that. 3, stacking interests. If you haven't tried stacking interests or flex targeting, if that's what you want to call it yet, then definitely do. It allows you to create much more narrower audiences, more engaged and invested audiences, I find. Number 4, use a clear call to action when you're actually creating the ad itself. You don't just want to chat willy-nilly about the advert or what you're selling or what you're promoting without giving people an instruction on what to do next. If they like the ad and you haven't provided a call to action, they are less likely to take action on that advert. So it's very important that you do use a clear call to action. You do tell people what they should do, whether that is click the link to shop now, like our page for more videos like this, and something like that. Just something, give them a direction. to take after they've read or seen your ad. Number 5 is use emojis. And furthermore, use emojis at the start of the line instead of the end of the line. Because using them at the start of the line has been proven. I've read a number of times online and heard a number of times online that using emojis at the start of the line actually gets people's attention more so than using them at the end of the line. So definitely use emojis in your creative, especially if you're advertising to young people, because young people, emojis is like a language in itself to them. So definitely use emojis, because you have to have the ability to use the same language as your target audience. And if you are advertising to younger people, they use emojis a lot, as do most of the population now anyway. Number 6, start small then scale. Take this one with a pinch of salt, because if you have a massive budget, then feel free to start larger than I would suggest, or than I do in my videos. In the Watch Me Lives, I start with a £5 daily budget, and we will come on to scaling techniques, as I said, later in the course. But for those of you on a budget, then start small and then scale once you know you have a winning campaign. Number 7. Name your campaigns and ad sets, and ad creatives for that matter, using your own format. I provided you a format. Feel free to use that format. I think it's good and very easy to understand in terms of using the UK, using the dashes, M and F for gender, using the ages, and then iPhone only, Instagram only, etc. at the end. But what you need to make sure you do is, once you have decided on a format you want to use or a format you like using in the titles of your campaigns and ad sets, make sure you stick to it. Make sure it's uniform throughout your whole advert account. Because if you start using and naming things differently, using different formats, it will get confusing for you. And it will take you a lot longer to find out what the targeting is, or what the creative is, or what the campaign is about, if you don't know what format you're using, or how to understand your title formats. Number 8 is encourage social sharing. You are spending money on running ads on Facebook. So you are spending money on reaching people. If you can spend money on reaching 10 people, and out of those 10 people, 2 people tag a friend or share your advert post, then you are reaching not only the 10 people you paid to reach, but a load of other people who are being tagged or who are seeing the advert on a friend's newsfeed because they've shared it. So you are basically multiplying your reach per pound spent, or per dollar spent, if you are able to get people to tag other people. If you can get people to share your ad and spread the message, then you're going to be able to reach far more people for far less money. Number 9 is try to get an emotional response. As I said when I created the PPE ad, it's really good to shock people, or to surprise people, or make people laugh, or make people cry even, hopefully with happiness, I'm not telling you to go and traumatize people with your adverts, because that certainly won't work, but try to encourage an emotional response, because they are more likely to then invest in your advert and your brand and what you are selling and your story, and they're also likely to tell their friends about it because they felt something towards it. Finally, use second-person pronouns. This one follows on from number 9 to an extent. If you can use second-person pronouns such as you, your, us, things like that, then the people that are seeing your ad are going to feel like they're being spoken to directly, rather than not using second-person pronouns and just saying, for example, check out this page, or boys and girls who love fidget spinners should check out this page, because it's very generic, it's not really direct, it's pretty indirect. Whereas if you start your advert copy with, are you looking for a fidget spinner? Or you look like someone who's pretty good at fidget spinning, you look like someone who loves funny dog and cat videos, etc. That's much better than, say, for example, like this page for cat and dog videos. It's not very engaging, it's not very direct, and it's not going to get as good results as you look like someone who loves spending time watching cat videos on YouTube. So those are the top 10 tips for you to think about before you head over further into the course, where we do get a lot more advanced.